Hi all, and thanks for watching. In this video, I'm just going to show you a bit of gameplay with Call of Duty World War II using my Reshade with SweetFX. Now what this is meant to do is kind of clean up the game and give it a bit more definition, bring out the base colors in the game, and help to sharpen it. This adds SMAA, FXAA, HDR, vibrance, curves, LUMASHARPEN, and LIFTGAMMAGAIN in order to bring out those natural colors and the true blacks and such in the game. Now I am running the game in split screen so you can actually see the difference. This is usable for both single player and multiplayer, and I'm actually doing this on the multiplayer in order to show you that it is VAC safe. And if this is your first time running the game, whether it's the single player or the multiplayer, you'll want to set up your in-game interface for Reshade, and you just want to push the Shift F2 in order to bring that up. Click the continue and the plus there, call it COD, and press enter. You'll notice that the Reshade and the SweetFX is running. You can change your toggle key if you'd like. Click the continue and finish, and then just press the Shift F2 again to close that off. Now I'm just going to get into game here in a moment, but if you notice here on the left, the game is actually quite nice looking as it is. Although on the right side, which is the Reshade and SweetFX, the left side being the vanilla, you'll notice that the definition and the colors are coming out more clearly, and you can actually make out more detail in the game using this. As far as the light levels are pretty much matched, so you shouldn't notice any difference in the overall light level, although this is set to kind of bring up those darker areas, because I found in certain areas of the game where they're black and white sequences, those sequences are kind of dark and you lose some of the actual game detail, so this helps to bring up those areas too. And I'm just going to enter into game here. Let's see, I'll go to the headquarters, and I guess just
Returning to the line.
quartermaster. No, I haven't done this in a while. So, let's just see here. Okay, well, as you can see here, you can really make out a lot more detail in the actual character, and the base colors are coming through much more clearly, whereas on the vanilla side everything has kind of a grayish overtone to it, which actually takes away from the definition. If you look at the uniform that he's wearing, his arm and shoulder and the end of the gun are kind of hanging over into the left side, which is the vanilla game, and you lose a lot of the fine detail, and the colors actually become more flat. Now let me just go here to the headquarters. Now this will affect every aspect of the game and help improve the overall game in order to kind of clear it up and give you a much better look to the game. In 4K it is a nice looking game, but you do lose a lot of definition kind of behind that grayish layer there, which kind of smudges out a lot of the detail. And I'm just gonna go around here and I'll show you. If you notice with the ground and the grass, when I move over to the left, you're able to actually see the sand grains and the detail on the water and such, and the grass. You're getting a much more natural color to the game. As well, the characters themselves look more detailed, And I'll just go over here and I'll actually look at this character here. And as you can see, I'm logged into the multiplayer at the headquarters here, and there's no VAC issues, so you can start your game and play a game. I won't really get into a game here because I'm really doing this to just kind of show you how everything looks at the moment, and I'd rather not start a game just to have to bail out right at the start after starting into it. Now if you notice, the shadows look a lot more natural. You can see the actual texturing on his uniform, and the reflections off the metal surfaces like his belt buckle look more natural, and it does look more like a metal. Oh, he's logged out. So we'll just go over and look at this fellow here. And as you can see, the area around him comes out really sharp, and you're really getting those base colors and detail. The sandbags, you can really see the weave in the sandbag. The metal actually looks like metal, having the various flaws and such in the metal, which really come out with the Reshade and the SweetFX. And I'll just kind of move around here, and as you notice, that gray layer kind of covers everything up and takes away from that. So as I go back here, you'll notice that everything kind of really comes into view, and you get a lot more detail. Now this isn't meant to actually change the game. What it's meant to do is actually enhance the game, so you actually get to enjoy the game and see the actual detail and coloration for what it should be. Now I'm just going to head down here to the beach, and we'll have a look around. As we're passing the buildings here, you can see how the actual detail in the concrete there, you can actually see that really fine detail where it becomes somewhat flat under that grayish layer. And I'll just head down here to the actual beach so we can have a look at the horizon. So here we have the horizon, and if you notice off in the distance, we can really make out the detail along the beach and the various netted tents and vehicles, as well as the ships themselves. We can really make those out. The sky is more of a true sky blue, and you're able to see all the detail in the actual clouds and such. The soldiers down there, you can make out more detail in the soldiers as they're marching. And with the vanilla game, they kind of fade behind that, and you can't really make out all the detail. That grayish kind of smudges them so that they're basically just more of a form moving along rather than seeing them for the actual soldier line that they are. Now the same with the actual beach. You can really make out the detail and the marks from the vehicle tracks, and you can still see those tracks once I move over here to the vanilla side. But again, the ground itself becomes more of a grayish tone rather than the actual true golden brown that a beach should be. The same with the grass. As you can see, all the lighting and the texturing is really coming out, so you get a really good look to that, and everything looks a lot more natural in the surroundings. The rock face there, if you notice, once I actually move over here to the left, the Reshade in SweetFX really shows you those fine details in the rock face and its true color. Now I can't really seem to go over my soldier here in order to show you the detail that you get off of him, so I'll actually just go down to one of the soldiers here. Now if you notice, his uniform is somewhat kind of grayish, and you don't really see a lot of the fine detail. Whereas if I move over here just a bit, his skin tone and the actual stains of blood on his uniform, the overall uniform, you really get a nice look to that. As well, the sand actually looks like sand rather than a kind of flat grayish surface, and you can make out all the various stones and the detail in that too. The same with machines. Now it does look quite nice in the 4K with the maxed out settings, but again, this does really help to bring out the base colors of the game and further sharpen it up. Now I'm just going to finish up here, so if there are any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you again.